friends. One day, she showed up in fitted clothes with her hair down, and I realized she was actually really beautiful. After almost a year of friendship, I finally worked up the courage to tell her how I felt. Her face lit up immediately. She told me she'd liked me for the longest time, but didn't want to make the first move because it wasn't really accepted in our culture. We dated, fell in love, got married, and now we have an amazing daughter. We've been married for 8 years, and I couldn't be happier. My wife is my best friend, my partner in everything. She made me realize what real love actually feels like. Last week, I got a call from an unknown number. When I answered, a familiar voice said, "Hey, it's me. Can we meet for coffee? I really need to talk to you." It was my ex-girlfriend. After 10 years of complete silence, I was shocked but curious, so I agreed to meet her at a coffee shop downtown. When she walked in, she looked almost exactly like I remembered. Same smile, same eyes. For a moment, it felt surreal, like I'd traveled back in time. She sat down and immediately started talking about the good old days, laughing about inside jokes I'd long forgotten. She talked about how much she missed our connection, how she'd been thinking about me all these years. Then her eyes drifted down to my left hand. She saw my wedding ring. Her entire expression changed. The smile vanished. She looked at me like I'd just betrayed her. "You're married?" she said, her voice sharp. "You have a wife?" I nodded slowly. "Yeah, I've been married for 8 years. We have a daughter." She stared at me in disbelief, then her face twisted with anger. "But you promised you'd wait for me. You said you'd wait forever. How could you just move on like that?" I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "You ghosted me," I said, trying to stay calm. "You disappeared for 10 years. You sent me a letter saying you wanted to move on. What did you expect me to do?" She shook her head, visibly upset. "I thought you'd wait. I thought when I was ready you'd still be there. You lied to me." I just sat there, completely stunned. This woman had vanished from my life without a trace, ignored all my attempts to reach her, and now she was calling me a liar for not staying single for a decade. I stood up, put some money on the table, and looked at her one last time. "I did wait," I said quietly. "I waited for you to at least give me an explanation. You never did. I moved on because you told me to." Then I walked out and drove home to my wife and daughter. Some people really do live in their own reality.